welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. We are live, and it is the team of the season. Yes, it's that time of the year. We're joined by a full panel. It's a mixed panel. We've got the Man United show. We've got new guests. We've got the Arsenal show. We've got the Transfer Exchange show all in one. All right. Let's go around. Welcome, Nathan. And how you doing, Nathan?
I'm doing well. Can't wait for this. Can't wait to see everybody's choices. So yeah, let's see what happens.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what's going to happen. This is probably my third one. I think someone always gets upset. Someone gets the formation wrong, and someone sticks a defender in the wrong position, usually up front in midfield. So,
what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything, but I know it's going to happen. Joined by Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, how you doing, Kieran? Yeah, like Nathan, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking to hear Nathan roll us off with all the stats of every single player. So be about a 2-hour show tonight, people.
What? Steve, that's you. What are you talking about?
I'm not stat man.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about Nathan? You just described yourself. And of course, we're joined by a new guest, Marcel from United View. How you doing, Marcel?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me, man. It's just good to be with all you guys. It's going to be an interesting list because, I think everyone's going to have one or two controversial players in there. But no, I'm just excited to be amongst you guys and have a listen of what you guys think the best team will be this year.
That's good. Marcel's getting his disclaimers in already. Notice how he said controversial. Yeah, we know how that's going. And we're joined by Garth from the Man United show. How you doing, Garth?
Yeah, good, man. 5-3-2 we settled on formation, yeah? That's what we settled on.
I'm hovering over the eject button. And I'm not afraid to press it. All right, let's get to it. All right, so first and foremost, let's pull up the standard FIFA team selector. Let's do that. Team selector here, ready to go. Let's start off with our goalkeeper. I'm going to ask you all for your position, your goalkeeper, and then ask you for your right back and left back, and then ask you for your centre backs, and ask for your midfielders and forwards. All right. So we'll start with Nathan Ellington. Who have you got? Do you know what? I'm worried already. I'm worried what you're going to say already. If you say David.
No,
it's a write-off.
I was thinking about him, but we've just done so bad that I can't put him in, even though he's done very well.
No, how did he do in the Sun Dream team? Did he do all right in that?
Nah, mate, there's not many clean sheets there, is there?
He's not.
Yeah, but look, I got to give an honourable mention for one player who was very close to the player I chose. The only reason why I didn't choose, first of all, his name's Mendy at Chelsea. I didn't put him in only because I was trying to think of who was better out of the two. And Champions League mistake for Benzema to score, making such a big hash at the biggest time, that just lost him his chance to get in the first position. And the person I'm going with is Man City's Ederson, because he hasn't looked shaky at any time, done well, won the league, been on fire. I think he's a better keeper than Alisson. I think Alisson always looks like he's got a mistake in him, but somehow never makes that mistake too often. But Ederson, he don't look like he's got a mistake in him. He's passing the ball so well. Get under pressure, you're playing it back to the keeper all the time under pressure, and he's finding players through the lines and then zinging balls. It's just unbelievable. So for me, Ederson definitely goalkeeper of the year.
All right. Nathan's gone for Ederson. I agree on the Ederson statement with regards to I think that Ederson's a better goalkeeper. I do sometimes feel like Alisson will the ball will hit him and they're talking like he's made a world-class save, and it's like, what are you sure? But I think that Alisson has had an excellent season this year, so let's not take away anything from Alisson, but yeah. I agree with Ederson. Yes. Steve, you gone for?
Right, well, my goalkeeper ain't going to go in, but I just think that my goalkeeper should go in, and he deserves to go in. And if he isn't going to go in this season, he's never going to go in any season because he's been absolutely outstanding this season. He's saved per goal. His save per goal ratio is better than Alisson and Ederson's. He cost a measly £8 million. He's a Portuguese international. He's had 11 clean sheets in 37 appearances this year. He's even rode in with an assist. He plays behind an average defence, and he's also their player of the year this season. He's not going to go in because no one else is going to pick him. But as I thought to myself, if I don't say him, no one else will say him. But I think Wolverhampton Wanderers Joseph Sarr has been absolutely outstanding, and he should be in the team of the season.
Yeah, not a bad pick. He's had a very good season. Top goalkeeper. Got from Olympiacos, I think it was for a snip. And he has been very good this season. But you're right, he won't be going in this team.
Your statistics was pretty convincing, though. You know, all that background check on him is very good.
I don't know.
Steve, I don't want to doubt you, to be honest with you, Steve. He's in my honourable mentions list.
Steve will always have a good argument, but
I'll have a good one.
Steve will also choose the most obscure players on the planet. Marcel, your turn.
So I've gone with Alisson. I feel like, contrary to what you guys have been saying, I feel like Alisson's game's a little bit more rounded compared to Man City's keeper in terms of, you know, distribution and with the ball and with the hands. I think Ederson's a bit weak with his hands. And then Jose Sarr was my honourable mention. I feel like he's been outstanding. And if any one of the top teams in terms of, you know, Spurs or Manchester United want to pick up a goalkeeper that's a modern goalkeeper, a world-class, or on his way to being a world-class keeper, I think it's Jose Sarr. So, but I'm going to go with Alisson.
All right, we've got one for Alisson. Oh, Steve may even get his Sarr in there, you know.
Go on, Garth. Come on, Garth.
You know what? That's just give him a little thought about things as well, because handling side, I agree with you, to be fair, but I just felt like the footwork side was better the other side. So
it is, yeah.
Kind of, they're very difficult because they're both kind of very tight. One's good at something, one's just a little bit worse, and then the other one's good at that and a little bit worse. Yeah. So it makes it so hard to choose between those two.
Yeah, I think Ederson commands his area a bit better because of his presence as well. But like you said, it's very tight. Garth, what you got for me? The voice of reason.
Well, if not in the Ederson-Alisson debate, I'm Ederson. I actually think he's a superior goalkeeper in every aspect to Alisson. I really do. But I'm afraid that the team's going to have the Portuguese fella in goal because my goalkeeper of the season is Jose Sarr. Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, goalkeeper of the season. Wow. Now listen, if you're talking about who's the best goalkeeper, then it's Ederson. But if you're talking about who's performed above and beyond this year, it's Jose Sarr. Steve's already given you the stats: best goal shot to goal ratios, like fourth on the shot stopping list. He's saved double what Ederson saves. Ederson's got 60 saves this season. Sarr's got 121, 11 clean sheets in the league. I can't look past him for it. I really can't. I think exactly what Steve said. I think he deserves to be in the team of the season. I really do.
I'll give you that because Marcel's mentioned him. You both have mentioned him. Yeah. Listen, he's got to go in. He's got to go in. Simple.
So,
but like I say, this isn't saying he's a better goalkeeper than Alisson or Ederson. No, he's not.
Yeah, he's done better. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Hold on. FIFA's doing me dirty here. Yes.
Is he there?
Here he is. Yeah, here he is. Got him. No, do you know what? It's because he's got a little like apostrophe above his A. It's one of them ones. So it's like,
he has got a kit, hasn't he? Last time I think I had one, he didn't have a kit.
No, he's got a kit. He's definitely there. Let's pull him up. Jose Sarr is in the team. All right. Let's zoom in there. Nathan, give us your right back.
Look, I got to give an honourable mention once again. He did really, really well. I think first half of the season he was odds on to be like player of the year. Reece James, he was doing really, really well with the amount of assists he had. and his defending amazing. He still continued to have a solid season. I really felt he's really, really good. But I chose this player because he's just the best right back in the world.
It's ridiculous. You're talking about stats are a joke this season.
Listen, the guy can't be beaten. He can't be beaten. When you know, whenever he's playing, no one gets past him. And if they do, he's saying, "Listen, let me get on that Kawasaki and come back and catch you." So, to be fair, it's got to be Kyle Walker at right back. No one touches him. No one's near him. He's played 31 games this season out of 38 in the league as well. So it's not like he's had a lot of time off the pitch, like injured, in terms of that side. Again, he plays against Real Madrid. If he played against Real Madrid both games, Real Madrid would have been knocked out. There's no way they would have scored that amount of goals with Kyle Walker playing there, I don't think. Kept them quiet most of the game until he came off. And then Real Madrid took advantage of his injury. And that's it, really. That's all I can say. Walker, miles ahead of
what I can
many
say
people.
is,
In terms of defensively, obviously you've got everyone's going to be talking about your Trents, who's can put, setting up goals for fun. But defensively, I need my defenders to defend. Kyle Walker, unstoppable. Thank you.
well, I can tell you what, it weren't who I picked, 100%. It weren't who I was talking about either. Because I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, I can't look past this player. Steve, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, I like a defender who can defend as well. And I mean, how can anybody argue with Kyle Walker, to be fair? But I'm going to. I'm going to, because for me, I'm looking at, I would rate as the best modern fullback, right back in the league. And that's got to be the man who's literally, I don't know, got everything for me. And 32 appearances, 17 clean sheets, 2 goals, and it's got to be TTA. It's got to be Terence Trent Arnold.
Steve, you're doing him an injustice there. Can we talk about his assists, or can we just not say goal contributions? Goal contributions.
Actually,
1 in 2.
I missed that one. Actually, I couldn't find the assist ones.
22 goal contributions in 45 games. For a right back. That's a joke. And Reece James played at right midfield a lot of games this season. So that's why I gave mine to Trent.
Yeah, and the Premier League's about attacking these days, isn't it? I know we talk about we want a defender to defend, but I think there's a lot more to it now. I mean, the defenders now, the defence, the whole team defends, so they get a lot more help than probably what they used to, say, 10 years ago. So maybe a defender doesn't have to defend as much as what they did. So, yeah, for me, it's got to be TTA.
Right, it's 1 for TTA. 1 for Kyle Walker. Marcel, this is where
Nathan absolutely sold me, man.
Don't let him do that. He plays in your mind.
Sold you a drink, mate. Sold you a drink.
I'm putting you first next time because you're getting influenced by these two too much.
I was 1,000% sure, guys, that he was about to say TTA. I was sold. I was on sold. Look, Kyle Walker's brilliant as well, and I agree with your point as well, Nathan, in terms of what Reece James brings. I think if you want to put him in a category, I think he's got best of both. He's very good defensively and very strong offensively. Out of all of the right backs, but TTA for me, he's like Kevin De Bruyne at right back. It's exactly what it is for me. It's Kevin De Bruyne at right back. That cross into that space in between the goalie and the last defender.
It's not fair. That's cheat
It's not fair. It's so accurate. Yeah, it's like Beckham. That's even better way to put it. It's Beck's at right back, and it's so crisp every single time. He's got to be in there for me. I would want to put Reece James in there because he's got I don't think TTA has got the defensive capabilities that Reece James has, the strength, the presence against. Well, Reece James had a brilliant game against Real Madrid. He, against us, he ran and dominated the game against us. I'm a Man United fan. Yeah, but I'll still give it to TTA.
Yeah, because they brought Kanate in, didn't they, for the Champions League final for that reason, because of Terence Trent Arnold isn't the greatest of defenders, so that was why he was brought in instead of Matip. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And Reece James, powerful as well. That's what he's got in his locker. I think you're right. He is the best of both. Garth, who have you gone for? It's currently Walker 1, Trent Alexander-Arnold 2.
Well, I had it down as Reece James, but that was me. Like, stats say it's Trent Alexander-Arnold without a shadow of a doubt. But if I was doing this as a team that I wanted, I wouldn't have Trent Alexander-Arnold over a Reece James for exactly what everyone else is, like Marcel's is saying. Reece James is that perfect combo of both the defence and the attack in my mind. So, but for the team of the season, it's got to be Trent, hasn't it? Just in the league, 12 assists, 2 goals, for a right back. That's mental stats. Did Gary Neville get 12 assists in his entire career for Man United? I bet it's close. I bet he's got like 20. You know what I mean? I bet he's got like 20 assists and he played for like 15 years. You know what I mean? And Trent's got 12 in a season, bro. It's ridiculous. He's perfect. Great analogy there. He's like Beckham with his foot. He knows where it's going, and if you're a striker, you know where it's going as well. And it must be awesome if you're a forward, knowing that ball's coming close to you. You know what I mean?
You saw it in games this season where he put it in the same area every time, and they knew where he was going to be. There was always someone there. It was brilliant this season. But all very good arguments. All very good arguments. Let's go for your left back. Nathan.
Ooh. I've got one player that sticks out for me at left back. I know there's the obvious Robertson, who's done well. He's at Liverpool. I'm not going to go with Robertson. I'm going with the blue side again. I'm sorry, but Cancelo has been ridiculous at left back. Untouchable, come in, and he's really made that his own. Like he was right side, and they just thought, listen, Kyle's there. Let me just put Cancelo left side, and he's perfect there. The guy is just unbelievable. He's good at everything. Going forward, defending, pace, power. He doesn't really get done. I've not seen him get done much. I can't think of anyone else. But I can't say Robertson has been as good as him. For me, I say Cancelo's pipped him. Again, Robertson is going to always get the mention because they're the second top team, and defending really well, and also crosses balls in and gets assists as well. But Cancelo's done the same. He scored goals as well. So, Cancelo.
Yeah. All right. Cancelo for Nathan. He's in my list of 2, but I didn't go for him just because I knew everyone would pick him. Steve.
This is the thing, innit? This is what I'm saying. When you're choosing, do you choose what everyone's going to pick? Do you choose who is the best, or do you choose
you pick who's the best. You pick who's the best, and me, who's going to be the impartial neutral, is going to throw in an honourable mention, or this is what I would have picked, just to because. But my one is definitely, it's not like a crowbarred in this name. This geezer's been awesome. Steve,
tell us. Let's go.
I was thinking who?
Look, I'm at a 2, and one of them's not Robinson. He didn't go him. He wasn't even a fault. I know he's played well and he's done what he's done, but he's an excellent team. For me,
I don't think it was good this season as either.
Yeah, no, I don't. For me, Joel Cancelo, overall, he's probably one of the top 3 left backs in Europe. His stats were phenomenal this season. But then he plays for Man City in an absolute incredible team. And very similar to Joseph Sarr, I've gone for a player who, if he isn't going to go in this season, he will never go in. He will never go in. And
it's not true.
I'm quite bored with the fact that Joel Cancelo and Robinson keep going in every single year. But on a serious note, again, this guy has been absolutely phenomenal this season. He doesn't play for one of the teams that top 6. He plays for quite an average side, and I've gone for Spanish international.
Brighton.
Mark Cucurella.
Yeah.
Mark Cucurella. Yeah, that's who I went
Cucurella.
I think he's been absolutely incredible. Man City are after him. I know they're after him. They want to sign him. So that tells you how good he's been this season. Me and Kieran have been following it, the transfer, and they're very interested. He's been outstanding. And I think, he's right from when I see him since Arsenal. He gave us absolute nightmares when we went to Brighton. Again, very similar. He's just like a Trent Arnold, but he can get forward, he can assist, he can do all sorts of things. And in a better team, I think he'd be scary. So I've gone for Mark Cucurella, and maybe that's why Kieran said this won't be the first time he'll get mentioned in a team of the season. So yeah, Mark Cucurella for me. I pronounce it Cucurella. Yeah.
Marcel.
So again, part of my honorable mentions list, Steve. So 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Nathan said everything perfectly. Cancelo, he's right-footed, playing in the left-back position. Contributes goals, comes inside. Pep's got them. The two wide players playing central so well. The outside of the foot passing it up to the forward line. It's just brilliant how he's been able to make that left-back position his own, considering he's a right-footed player. It has to be him. But Cucurella, for me, is definitely one of those up-and-coming promising talents that will be in a top-quality team. Maybe Conte would make good use of him because he plays the full-backs, the wide wing-backs. So that will really be able to, show his talent and his ability going forward. He's got bags of energy, but, it has to be Cancelo, and I think he'll just develop his game.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Yeah.
Garth, who are you going for?
Can't believe I'm going to have to defend a Liverpool player here. The disrespect on Andrew Robertson going around this chat is disgraceful. Basically, we're all bored of Robertson being absolutely stanky good every season.
Yes, exactly right.
Man's put 10 Premier League assists on the board this season for Liverpool. As two shy of Trent Alexander-Arnold, who we all just saying it's awesome. Like, for me, it's Cancelo as well, before I go any deeper. But let's not forget about Robertson. Yeah, let's not forget about Robertson. He is phenomenal. And this is how good he is. We're acting like he ain't had a great year this year, just because he's only he's phenomenal. Andrew Robertson. That Liverpool team would be at a loss without him a lot of the times, I think, because he's Trent Alexander-Arnold on the left, but can defend. He's amazing. He really is. But no, yeah, Cancelo. Wow, what a player! I'd go as far as to say he's the best fullback in almost, if not the world right now. He's close in it. You know what I mean? Like, there's not many out there. Davis, obviously, but. There ain't many. He's a phenomenon. He's so good, it makes you cry sometimes looking at him, especially when I have to watch tellies.
Right now, you're bigging up Man City and Liverpool.
And Liverpool, got to be done. It's got to be done. They've had fantastic years, ain't they?
19 clean sheets as well, which I think is the most in the Premiership.
26 goals, both of them conceded. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you know what? It kind of becomes a thing where you just think, because they do it, it's like the norm. It becomes, let's not pick them no more. But that's the thing. That's what happened. So I was just happy Valverde just gave him a little bit of a pacing out. I love that. I'm like,
he's in anyway, isn't he?
Yeah,
It's got to be Cancelo for me. He's definitely best fullback.
I had my two left backs were Cancelo and Cucurella.
Cucurella's tasty as well.
Been excellent this season. When Reyes came on the show at the start of the season, and we asked him to do a player profile on Marc Cucurella, and he said that he'd be the next Spanish left back and he'd take over from Jordi Alba. I was like, you had a bump on the head. But from when I saw him, halfway through the season, after seeing him about 4 or 5 games, I was just like, this geezer, full games, not the highlights, full games. This geezer is quality, energy, bags of energy. It's just a constant threat. We were actually linked with him as well. We didn't get it.
No, we're linked with everyone. We're linked with everyone.
All right, Nathan, give us your 2 centre backs.
Right, so. I'm going to give an honourable mention to the guy who's just gone to Real Madrid. I liked him this year a lot. Rudiger at Chelsea was really on. He's on it this year, and he deserves to get his move to Real Madrid on a free. And he showed. I remember he was saying, "How come FIFA giving me such bad stats? Like, why am I so low?" Hey, his recoveries are great. He's just everywhere. He's like a rash. He's like a
so aggressive as well.
I never get injured, so I liked it. I like what I was seeing from him this year, and that's a player who I wanted to put in. But a player, that I never even thought was that great is getting in my centre back. I didn't think it was that great, but he's come through. He's just been playing all season, and he's just been unstoppable. He's probably one of the best buys in the Premiership ever defensively. No, he just got under the radar, got into the squad, just never looked out of place. And his name is Joe Matip. Matip's been on fire at centre back at Liverpool. I thought that the players that come in would have taken his position for the, like, what's his name?
Gomez.
Played in the final, didn't he? Konate came in, played in the final because of his pace. But Matip kept him out of the side since he came. So that says a lot for him. And, he's very underrated. I think not many people really look at him as a top defender. But I'm not putting in, like, City centre-backs over him. I'm just not doing it. And obviously, I'm not going to leave out the big man, Van Dijk, because he's just Van Dijk. Simple as that. There's no one playing as good as him. The reason why they got all that amount of clean sheets is because he's there. If he wasn't there, they'd be having another mediocre season where they let us get second. It never happens. If Van Dijk is there, it's never going to happen. Like, people, I don't know. I don't see him get done ever, really. Not ever. But obviously, you can score because it's not a one-man game. But yeah, them two at the centre-back spots, they've just been untouchable this year for pretty much most of the season. And they're my two centre-backs. And that's what I'm going with.
All right, so you've gone for the Liverpool pairing of Matip and Van Dijk. Steve, who have you gone for?
I've gone from the man from Chelsea, who was now off to Real Madrid. I've had to put him in. He's an absolute colossus at the back for Chelsea. So 34 appearances, 14 clean sheets this season. He's still scored 3 goals as well. And he's just been something. He's an incredible defender. And we can see why Real Madrid have snapped him up. Obviously, he's going to replace Varane, I would assume, who's obviously gone on to Man United. So, but he had to go in for me. I like him, and my second one. Again, Nathan's already mentioned. You can't leave him out. Been phenomenal for Liverpool this season. But it ain't Van Dijk. I noticed him as well, Nath.
Joel Matip.
I noticed him as well.
I didn't pick Van Dijk. Nathan's like, he's got to go in. I was like,
Joel Matip has been better than Van Dijk this season. I don't care what anybody says. He's got overlooked. If you say his name, people go, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? The guy's been outstanding. And the biggest accolade I can give him is that he's been better than Virgil van Dijk all season. His stats are up there with Van Dijk. He's played less games than Van Dijk. And he's just his performances are just as good as Van Dijk. So for me, he has to go in front of Van Dijk. And I'm really pleased that I'm putting him in because he's a player that probably won't. Hopefully, he'll be in next season, the next season. But he's another one who deserves to be in this team. Been brilliant. I've noticed him, Nath, as well as you. Colossus for Liverpool. I've got to put him in. Joe Matip and Rudiger for me.
All right. So it's Joe Matip with 2, Rudiger with 1, and Van Dijk with 1. Marcel, who have you got?
Wow, well, I put Rudiger. Rudiger was the first name on the sheet for me.
Yeah.
The only problem was that he's competent in a 3. I don't know how he would play in a 2. And once we got told we're playing the 4-3-3, I'd thought, okay, that might be an issue. I'm wondering how he's going to do at Real Madrid when he goes to Real Madrid because you're playing in the 2 now. But I just thought, at one stage, in the season, he looked like the best defender in the world for me. Yeah, it was just ridiculous. So I put Rudiger. That was my first name, and then I'll put Virgil. my honorable mention would have been Diaz, but you know, it has to be Virgil. He's just been so consistent. His level of defending is so high and so consistently high. It has to be him.
Right.
Just quickly mention he's actually third in the list of defenders as well. So I just want to mention that as well. So
Who's that?
got
Who are you talking about?
Van Dijk goes without saying. He's, even though you probably think he's not doing as well, he's got 249 points. Matip's on 236. It's not about points, of course, but it means clean sheets and what you're doing. So he's done pretty well to get in there.
Can I just throw in a disclaimer for this? Not as well. No, it's not doing well. It's not as well. It's not as well.
He's still got more points,
but these two teams have been absolute animals for the last four seasons. So like it's hard to be critical of like players that are so good, but it does feel like I'm thinking back. I'm listening to whatever I'm saying. It's like what Garth said about. It does feel like we're shutting these players down, but we're not. Like they are. We're still saying they're good. We're still saying they're good. Marcel, who are you going for? Who did you go for? You got for
Rudiger and Virgil van Dijk. It's Garth now.
Dijk. Cool. Garth, who you got?
Yeah, I've got Rudiger and Van Dijk as well. Yeah,
right.
all this talk about Matip. There's not a man on the planet who'd take Matip over Van Dijk if you could pick one for your team. So, like, as good as Matip's been.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
No, but Van Dijk is the superior centre back all day. I give shout out to Ruben Diaz. I always give a shout out to the young Palace fella. I can't pronounce his name. The one from Chelsea. Gay. Yeah. Like, he's been for a youngster coming in and just having his first season. That's an honourable mention for me. Like, he's looked tasty. He's looked very tasty, to be fair. So. But yeah. I mean, Rudiger's been. It was funny enough, innit? It seems like for everyone almost. It was the first name that popped into your head was Rudiger. Even though I haven't really thought about it much this year, I really haven't. But obviously, he's been in the subconscious because he was the first one I put down as well.
Yeah, no, he's been
I found it hard to not. I found it hard to do that. But, I had to choose someone, and I go with you guys though. I can change my mind. I'm swayed on that one.
He's been swayed.
Look, once again, Joel Matip has been excellent. I think, as you both said, he's overlooked quite a lot because he's just not one of the names that even is usually about. It's usually it was Gomez and Van Dijk before that. Matip came in, and this season he's been excellent. Like he has been unreal this season. When I saw Matip on the team sheet against Arsenal, I was a bit like, oh, maybe this could be their weak link. He got man of the match. He got man of the match. It was unreal. It was unreal. Didn't say a word about Liverpool after that.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he carried Van Dijk this season.
Liverpool fans.
I'm going to switch it around.
But Garth's right though. If you're picking one to put into your team, you would pick Van Dijk. But
Marcel. Let's start with you. Seeing as you've been heavily influenced by the other two above you right now, and I don't want that to. I don't want people writing in the comments section saying these two have been pressuring you. Right? So go you first. Central midfielders. It's a free man midfield. So give us your three.
Wow, is it one defensive and two attacking, or is it just anything? Because I've gone with one defensive, two attacking.
As long as they're centre mids.
This is what I mean. This is what you lot do. This is what you lot do. Three midfielders, and then you start going, I tell you what, that team's not going to work because who's going to be holding? Who's going to get the ball quick release? Who's going to be there for the man? Who's going to have?
That's why I've done my team. That's why. Let's see what everyone else.
But it's called the team of the season. Team as in like a bond, brothers.
As in the best players in the league of the season.
It can't be the best team.
It has to work.
I do think it has to work. The best.
Exactly, because you know what happens when you put a team of just flair players in, you get Man United, and that's what happens.
You get PSG. You get PSG.
Yeah. How did you profile Man United into any of this?
It had to be, didn't it? We were outnumbered.
No. The only Man United that should have been said at the start of the show is when I was introducing you lot. No, nothing else Man United goes in this show.
Go on.
All right,
I'm
Marcel.
waiting for one of them to come up with Bruno Fernandez. I'm waiting for.
Who's your three midfielders?
Oh wow. Okay, well now that I have to pick all three, I've got to throw my honourable mentions maybe to start with. Then
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
my Gallagher for one has been outstanding.
Quality,
Wow. A fabulous footballer. I mean, another one that has got lots of energy and looks like he can do both sides of the game, offensively and defensively. Gets out to players quickly, but has a lot of ability. Another one was Mason Mount.
Should he start Chelsea?
You see, that's the thing. So this is a Crystal Palace Gallagher. I would put in this, and I would say specifically, I'm selecting a Crystal Palace Gallagher because a Chelsea Gallagher, I don't know what I'm gonna get.
He's not playing. You're getting a Ruben Loftus cheek. That's what you're getting.
Chelsea have wasted so much talent before. Chelsea have wasted so many talents. Casey Palmer, Lewis Baker. These are players that were meant to become superstars in their positions, and they didn't. It didn't come into fruition for them. So. Yeah. I would select a Crystal Palace Gallagher this season, but he's the honourable mention, so I won't say him. Mason Mount as well for me, very good player in the midfield area, and I think he's done well. But my first player, and he has to be most probably in everybody's team, is KDB. Kevin De Bruyne.
He's playing mind games.
I think Kevin De Bruyne will be in there. He's number one for sure. I think Bernardo Silva at some points looks like the best player in the world sometimes for me. Technical ability. I don't know how Man City managed to find somebody else with the exact same surname as David Silva. The countries are very close to each other, so they might even have some sort of relation through descendants. I don't know. But both left-footed. It's ridiculous, the way that they see the game. So I'm going to put Bernardo Silva in there. I really want to put Bruno Fernandez in there, but like Nathan, honestly, I want to put Bruno Fernandez in there, but for the sake of balance, I put Declan Rice in. Declan Rice was my defensive pick that could he would hold the midfield line in my team. I think he's another important piece of any top four side. If they want a good defensive midfielder that can do both sides of the game, bring the ball out and all that kind of thing, I think he would be an integral part of any one of their teams. And I think he's a really good player. So Declan Rice would have been it would be KDB, Bernardo Silva, and Declan Rice.
Okay, so Marcel's gone for Kevin De Bruyne. He's gone for Bernardo Silva, who I agree. At the start of the season, especially, I was blown away by his performances. It was like no one could get the ball off him. He was just it was like the ball was stuck to his foot. Yeah. And I had a newfound appreciation for Bernardo Silva after this season. So I fully agree with these to be in the team. And you try to balance it out, playing it smart. Not my kind of game, with a bit of Declan Rice in there. Okay, and he's been brilliant this season as well, which is the reason why West Ham has slapped £150 million price tag on him, which is
apparently an 8-year contract as well.
Has he signed it? Has he signed it?
No, it'd be foolish. It'd be foolish, man.
He signed the last one, which
is that even allowed? Is that even allowed? Has football really gone that far?
Well, he
that's ridiculous, isn't it?
The first one he signed was a 6-year deal. And he's stuck in this where he is now, or it might have even been longer, and he's stuck where he is now. The same was what happened to Harry Kane. They signed these ridiculous long deals, feeling like, oh, this is the place I want to stay forever. 2 seasons down the line, and they realise, actually, I've got more ambition. I want to go to a team that's maybe going to win a Champions League or a league title, and it's not going to be West Ham or Tottenham. So it just doesn't make sense. Yeah. That's my rant over. Garth, we'll go to you next. Who's your 3 midfielders?
Right, so before, are we doing this as the best or a team that's got to work on the pitch?
If you pick who you want to pick, right? You're not let anyone.
Hey,
no, it's
anyone. I'm going to mute everyone except for Garth.
I'm putting him in there. I don't care. He's in my dream team, and I can't fit him where I want to fit him, so I'm putting him in the 3. So you do what you want, Garth.
Disclaimers are now coming out. He just realised he can't get that player in because he moved his player in, and now he's got to put this player that was up here into midfield, drop the other one. Do what you want. Do what you want.
I'm going KDB, obviously. KDB standard straight away. Perfect player, Kevin De Bruyne. Really, let's be fair about it. I've got Mason Mount. as the more expensive one. Like, yeah, it was tight for me between Silva and Mason Mount, but Mount's 21 goal contributions this season for Chelsea, just in the Premier League, pushes it over the edge for me. He's been quietly one of the best players in the league, Mason Mount, without, like, no one's really seen it or realised it. Like, every week, just consistently amazing. I went with Rodri.
That's why Gareth Southgate picks him.
Yeah. He's just it.
He is that.
I initially went for Rodri for balance in my team, for that classy. But we're having whoever we want in there. Then unfortunately, you can't look past Bruno Fernandez with his stats. It doesn't matter how bad he's played this year. He's got 26 goal contributions, mate, in the Premier League.
Yes, Garth. Thank you.
10 goals, 16 assists, here. You go, or whatever, not 16, whatever it is, 10 goals, 16. He's one of the best players in the league statistically, mate. What more do you want me to say? Yeah.
Thank you.
I asked you, if you want it done on stats, they're the stats. He is literally one of the best players in the league.
Yeah, but he's got minus points. You know the plus minus when you're playing basketball? Yeah? You score and set up goals and stuff. But you got
he hasn't though, yeah.
What he's giving away this season. Like, giving the ball away for fun. It's just too much giving the ball away for me. I love what you
but that's what, yeah. But if you're saying who's the best...
Not in my team, losing the ball all that many times. I love him, but I can't have him doing that. He's got to fix that side of his game. Then I'll put him in the side for sure.
But
you stick to your guns.
Marcel's
I can't.
Hey, Garth, I got you, bruv. I got you.
I don't blame him for that. I don't blame Bruno Fernandez for that.
But you know what I do blame him for? He's watched Bruno Fernandez this season, and he's watched how careless he's been with the ball, flicks that don't go into anywhere, touches that are bouncing off like he's playing wall ball. He's been averagely good this season. He's not been Bruno Fernandez standards excellent this season. He just hasn't. If you want to go off stats, you can go off stats. But I know you've watched him week in, week out.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Like, if you want me to pick the best team as I see it on the day, then I'm going Rodri in the centre. But if we're doing who's been the best in the league, Fernandez, for all of his ills this season, for all of the rubbishness that we've seen from him, statistically, he's been one of the best attacking midfielders in the league. 16 goal contributions, 10 goals, 6 assists just in the Premier League. Like, you can't go past, like, he's been awful. He's been awful, and that's how good he's been in an awful season. He's still a beast. He's number one on created chances in the league. He's created more chances than any other player in the Premier League this season. Just because Man United haven't buried him, you know what I mean? Like, how bad has he actually been?
Exactly.
That's the more you got to think about it. Like, yeah, he's made some mistakes here and there, but you can't beat them stats. Number one, better than De Bruyne, better than Mount, better than all these other midfielders.
No, but are you saying? No, but okay. But are you saying he's been better than De Bruyne this season? I know.
No, that's what. No, that's what. Yeah, that's not the. Yeah, that's not exactly what. Yeah,
but there has to be that element of argument in there.
Yeah.
Thing is, I don't see him being better than Silva this season, Foden this season.
That's what I'm stunned. I'm stunned that no one's mentioned Phil Foden.
I think Foden just don't get in, does he? Because everyone else is picking.
It's weird because it's just the whole package, isn't it? It's hard because I know what you guys are saying is you can't deny the amount of chances he's creating and the amount of goals he scores. You can't deny that. But it's like when you're watching him play on a pitch, you're like, what are you doing? Why are you giving a ball when you don't have to? What are you doing? Flicking the ball and kicking it to them and letting them score. And it's too often. And that's the thing that kills me. That's the thing that really kills me. It makes me say, performance-wise, as a whole, you're not going to give him 8s and 9s and stuff. Because too often he's getting 5s and 4s. And sometimes we've given him 3.
We definitely gave him 3 for the last game of the season.
Yeah. How are you going to give him team of the season?
What you got to ask yourself?
Anyway,
if you see him.
The worst thing is, I want it noted. He ain't one of my 3 either. I was just saying, if we're doing it on stats, I've got to throw his name out there. Because we're all brushing over the fact that he's been awful this season, but he's actually still got the stats to prove that he's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, this isn't a poor team as well, guys. This isn't a poor team in a poor season. One of our worst performing seasons. Bruno Fernandez, in terms of what he brings, he's a low percentage player. He takes risks. that's going to bode massive dividends for us next season. Once he has a structure, a way of pressing, areas that he can go to, areas that he can create where he can't create. Once he gets the structure around him, he's going to become a phenomenal player.
And look, let's not pretend I didn't hear you say before Bruno Fernandez was nearly in my team. So I'm saying you're not alone. Garth, you're not alone. You were there together, and I like that. I like that you're back in your corner. I've got a lot of time for that.
Twitter's going to be fun tonight.
I think you're absolutely mental. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for you defending your corner.
I think he did well. I think he should be his PR agent, Garth.
Mate, he's great. He's great at arguing.
He don't even have PR man with them stats. No, but my three are Rodri, De Bruyne, and Mason Mount. They are my actual three. Is what I'm going with. Yeah, Rodri, De Bruyne, and Mason Mount.
Okay, Nathan, who you gone for?
Honourable mention Foden for just how good he is. Anyway, we know how good he is and what he's been doing this season, playing either on the left or in behind when De Bruyne comes off or been injured. So he's done a great job. He's even played up in that number 9 as well. So he does the job, mate. He's never shy of anything. Like anyone tries to tackle him and smash him, he don't care. Whoever he's playing against, he's played well. He's never gone small in the big games. He's just a big game player, and he has been doing it week in, week out. That's why they're up where they are. Secondly, Ward-Prowse has done amazing. The amount of free kicks he's been scoring, him on his own has just been like a major influence for what he's doing at his club. End of the day, they're not that great, but he's done very, very well. And everyone just keeps mentioning his name every week, so it just says a lot for what he's been doing. But he's obviously not going to get in the side. And then I was going to go with Rodri because he's been probably the best. But I'm going to give Declan Rice the spot because I've liked what I've seen, especially when we played against him. He just looked nice, tidy, breaks up everything quietly, just plays the ball through the lines, wins the ball, keep it simple, never making mistakes, just in the right place, cutting things out. He's like a less energetic, like Kante type, what I'm seeing at the moment. So I'm loving it. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him, and I feel like he's defensive midfield-wise. I don't think there's another defensive midfield that I want to put ahead of him for this season, and that he's part of a reason why West Ham as high as they went. Secondly, De Bruyne for sure. I'm not going to even talk about why because we all know why. And third, I'm putting him in the middle. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but Bowen for West Ham has got to get in there. I've got to fit him in somewhere. I know he plays more wide, but I'm putting him in there.
More wide. That winger. Yeah, nice more wide.
I nearly blew my nostril out.
I said, right side
Jared Bowen.
The job there, and he said, "Listen, Gaffer, you can put me anywhere." So I'm putting him in.
Do you know what? He's in my honourable mentions for the strikers. He is.
Before the show, I said to Nathan, "You stick me wherever I need to go in that team, mate, because I will do a job."
I can't leave him out, mate. I can't.
No, I agree.
I can't. I'm finding it very hard to leave him out.
You should left out then.
You can't leave him out.
Man. Well, then don't.
Done.
See, what I said at the start of the show. I said at the start of the show. Someone's going to crowbar someone in a position they've never even looked at.
You done me.
Never even dropped into centre midfield.
You done
let alone played there.
Listen, I played right wing before. I played right wing when I've been asked to do it. So I'm going to put it in the middle as well. What's wrong with that? Nathan's been brought from out wide to in central at times as well later on his career. People have to do that sometimes. Let him get in there. Let him work his heart out. And then drift wide when he has to, yeah? He can drift wide and someone can come over. Don't worry about that. He can do the job.
I've seen you on the left as well, Nate. I've seen you play out on the left and all.
Exactly. So,
all right.
So
versatile.
All right. It's thrown me off. It's thrown me off.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Steve.
Right.
What's your three?
Two quick honourable mentions. Both of these people ain't been mentioned. One, I'm still wondering whether to put him in. Another one. One of them's Fabinho from Liverpool. I think he's been outstanding this season. I think he's yeah, I think he's one of the main reasons why he's, midfield now is so strong. Players like Milner and Henderson and players like that, they're sort of on their way out a little bit. He's came in, he stirred up that defence, and I think that's probably the one reason why, they've done so well by not winning much. But no, they come second in the league, and they was unlucky in the Champions League, and he's an honourable mention. Another honourable mention I've got to say it is Martin Odergaard. He's very close. He still might go in. He's had 36 appearances this year, 7 goals, 4 assists. His stats are.
See that, Steve?
He's got it.
Yeah, well, as soon as he mentioned Martin Odegaard, I don't know enough of it. It was like that.
Even his own computer shut down. Nah, mate. That's
He weren't that bad, was he?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was that bad.
Seriously, his actual stats are better than Bernardo Silva and Declan Rice. And that's the truth, because I've checked. But again, I'm doing it the way a team should go. First, the person who's going to go in is probably the one who's in everybody's team, Kevin De Bruyne. Just like, he's a phenomenal footballer, isn't he? I mean, he's an absolute, beast of a central midfielder who's got everything. I mean, this season he's actually got 23 goal contributions, in 30 games. That's mad.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. 15 goals, 8 assists. Absolutely mad, and definitely up there with one of the best midfielders in probably world football, actually. So he goes in. My second one is I've had to put in Rodri as well. I felt that he's been the best DM. I think he's personally been better than Declan Rice. Again, he scored more goals than Declan Rice, more assists than Declan Rice. And the biggest accolade that I can give to him this season is that he's taken that, the place from, he's took it over from Fernandinho, and he doesn't look out of place. You don't miss Fernandinho because, he's in the side. And I don't think you can get a bigger accolade than that for being in the team of the season. So for me, it's Rodri. For me, it's Kevin De Bruyne. And I had to put Phil Foden in. So I've got 3 Man City players in the midfield. Yep. Odegaard came very close. But for me, Phil Foden. Probably get Young Player of the Year. Rodri, De Bruyne, Phil Foden, Man City midfield.
Cool. All right, Steve, sound a bit, mate. Try jumping off and jumping on again. So, okay, my honourable mentions were actually mentioned. Phil Foden, great shout there, Nathan, for James Ward-Prowse, because I was looking at his stats a couple of weeks ago, and I realised that I see that he's one of the top goal scorers in Europe for free kicks, and he's actually scored. Yeah, he scored 15 goals. He's contributed 15 goals in 36 Premier League games. It's 10 goals this season, 5 assists. So I do wonder how long he can stay at Southampton. And I know this one-man team is sort of honourable, but he's a player that needs to sort of step up to another level. So
I can never see who's going to take him though, Keir. That's the thing with James Ward-Prowse, because he's an awesome talent. But I always wonder what team it is, because that's what 40 mil is going to take that gamble on him. Yeah, because it's not going to be a Liverpool, a Man City, a Chelsea, or a Spurs. You know what I mean? None of the top 4 are United probably wouldn't, because of what we've got. So that only leaves Arsenal. Can't see Arsenal taking it.
No, it wouldn't be a United. It wouldn't be a Liverpool, and it wouldn't be a City. I could see it being a Spurs. I could see him going to a Spurs.
Yeah,
I could see him going to any of the teams just out of that. Arsenal, I'd like him at Arsenal.
Set piece wise is very good, but it's just about the other side of it. You just don't know.
I think people said that he's not quick enough. You see how good on the ball he is. I think there's a team for him. I still think he needs to leave Southampton. There's teams that are better than that.
Newcastle.
I think he'll stay. To be fair, Kieran, but I think Newcastle with their new project, is a shout.
Yeah.
You know, a club that that are vacant for players that that'll play, and then Leicester City as well. Maybe if when they showed more ambition anyway.
Yeah, I think he will stay, but I think he shouldn't.
Arsenal.
What's that?
So there's rumours about Tielemans going. So if he was to go, maybe
bad
Good
shout.
Good shout.
And Phil Foden again. I think he's had a couple of mentions, and he also got 25 goal contributions in 45 games, which is ridiculous.
That's phenomenal.
I'm going to take Bowen out because it's not fair. I'm going to put Foden in then. Sorry, guys.
So we got hold on. So we got
De Bruyne. Sticking with that.
So it looks like do we get 2 Rices? Sounds like
I know I'm right.
A takeaway.
2 Rices.
I have 2 Rices and a KDB, please.
Chicken De Bruyne.
Yeah, you can get some prawn crackers for free.
We've got De Bruyne.
Oh, Steve, you're still.
We've got De Bruyne. We've got. Have we got Foden in there?
Yeah,
I think you got him. 2.
No, actually, we've got Foden, 2 Fodens, 2 Rice, and 2 Silvers,
and 2 Rodris,
and 2 Rodris.
Wow.
Okay.
You're really the voice of reason, then, Kieran.
Yeah, it is,
Come on,
and you're going to hate me because my shortlist has got nothing to do with positional sense whatsoever. A bit more than Jared Bowen being crowbarred into central. But
he's out now.
All right. Okay. So my team was actually Foden, Silva, and De Bruyne, full Man City.
So Foden definitely gets in then.
Foden gets in.
De Bruyne's
and Bruno Fernandez.
No, it was. I didn't said it. Yeah, Silva. It's out of Silva and Rice.
Oh,
Silva.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva. Yeah, we're not worrying about.
You pass out and go.
Stephen Marcel had Bernardo Silva.
Yeah, I had Bernardo, I had Declan Rice, and I had KDB.
Okay, Steve. You picked Rice as well, Nathan.
I picked Rice, yeah.
And Garth, did you pick Rice?
No, I picked Rodri, didn't I?
Okay.
Steve didn't pick Declan Rice, I don't think.
Steve didn't
pick
Rice.
He picked Rodri.
Go on, I'm going for Silva because I don't think we can miss
Bernardo
Silva this season.
Yeah, he's a savage player.
He's been unreal. He's been unreal.
It's weird, isn't it? Because he doesn't look that quick, but he looks to rip you on the ball. And
Can't
then
get the ball with him
as well. And then if you
100%.
Lovely to see him.
All right, so it's the final picks now. It's your strikers. I think everyone knows who's going to be in here. Let's start with you, Nathan. Let's start with you. What? No, Nathan.
I better see Bowen on the right wing
here. A man of Premier League experience, Nathan. Who are you having in your front 3?
This was so hard.
It was.
But you know what? I'm going to make a last-minute change from my honorable mention to first teamer because I just realized something. This guy can't be left out this season. He just can't be. I know the other guy very, very good. This is my left side right now, yeah? I'm going to give an honorable mention to Son right now.
Don't make the team!
He's in my team.
Controversial!
Listen.
It's going ahead.
Has been unbelievable this year. He's been the main man for Spurs all season, and he's just a top player. I wish Man United got him at any point, just stole him off him sometime. I don't know how, but I wish we did. But we were never going to get him. Top player, underrated. He never gets the kind of recognition for some reason, but he's starting to get a lot more of it now. Top player, just picked by who I believe is going to be number 2 for the Ballon d'Or this year. The guy's won the African Nations Cup. The guy has won cups. The guy's got he's been banging, and he's actually done better than his teammate, who everyone talks about as well this year. He's been ever present, so consistent. The guy is like, I don't know, he's 99 pace. You know who he is. Sadio Mane has to get that left side. It's very, very difficult, but I had to put him in. I was just looking at it now. I actually had Son with Mane, the honourable mention. I just thought, wait a minute, what am I doing here? I was thinking, if he wins the Champions League, he's probably going to get the Ballon d'Or. But I'm thinking it's Benzema this year. Benzema's going to get the Ballon d'Or. So, yeah, Mane, he took that spot. Now, for the central striker position, I want to give an honourable mention for this striker who's just come into the league this year. He's come up through the league, done very, very well. I actually tried to get him, tried to sign him. This guy killed it for Brentford. He's done very, very well. He's been very consistent for them. I know he scored quite a lot of goals this year, and he's done himself, justice in the Premiership. Ivan Toney done very well. Then you've got the guy who's been quite quiet this year, who you expect to always be number one in the number 9 spot. Not quite quiet. It's weird because like early on in the season, he weren't doing nothing. End of the season, he's like the top producing striker, Harry Kane. So he's my other honourable mention, but I ain't gonna put anyone ahead of that man. CR7. He is coming in to that main spot because at 37 years of age, he has dragged Man United into 6th spot, whatever he finished, when they could have been in the bottom 3 this year. This guy's unbelievable. 37, I didn't expect him to be able to produce what he's produced, especially in a team so bad. The guy scores amazing goals still, and you know that he hasn't got anywhere near the ability that he used to have. And he's still the best number 9 in the league. Imagine he was at Man City. He would have triple goals at 37. Telling you now, if we get a better team next year, he's scoring 20 plus goals. He's my middleman. On the right side, so hard again. I've got 2 players here on the right side. The honourable mention is going to be a very big surprise for you guys. His name is Mohamed
it's not going to be because I've heard your other 2.
His name is Mohamed Salah.
You ain't got Salah on your team.
He's my honourable mention.
No, I agree.
Honourable mention. Because a certain someone has bided his time to become a regular in his team. I know he's played quite a lot of games, but this year he's blitzed it. And obviously they've won the league. Man on the right side, left foot, fake.
No.
Mahrez has been the main man this year for me. I'm putting Mahrez on the right wing ahead of Salah. He's been more consistent all season. He gets in there. So it's Mahrez, Cristiano, and Mane.
I've just got to ask, how is anyone not picking top goal scorer and top assist leader in the Premier League this season in their team? In Mohamed Salah.
No.
Top assists, top goals. Literally the best player in the league. That's madness to me.
51 games.
I don't.
51 games, 47 goal contributions. That is illegal in 50 states. It's not allowed. That is a player who people will fight over. You cannot pick him in your team on FIFA or Pro. This is the levels. This is how good this guy is. But he ain't having it. No, look, talking points is what we want. This is what we want.
What's Mahrez rates, please? Can you let me know? I don't know.
Don't worry, no one cares.
Steve, what you got?
Right. Okay. Look, I've gone for Mo Salah. He's got to go in. You know, he cannot go in. Not go in. So Mo Salah for me. Down the middle is you've already spoke about him, Nath. You've given him a good enough speech. It has to be Cristiano Ronaldo. As you've already said, 37 years old. Look, let's face it. I mean, we've got 3 Man United fans here. You've had, by your standards, you've had an averagely to poor season, and this guy's really kept you alive and got you European football. I mean, some people were tipping you to win the title this season.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It was crazy. But I got the 3 that went down just to put that in. So Cristiano Ronaldo, but on the left, I'm probably going to shock you, right? Because this player is probably down to personal preference, but I think this season this guy's came in, and I just love this player, and it's not Son. I know what he's done. I know what his 23 goals, and you know what he's got his assists, but it's like at the beginning, I've done myself as a team. If I had Son, Cristiano, and Mo Salah, those players wouldn't be the players they were in my team because I'm doing it as a team. So, but I've gone for Luis Diaz at Liverpool. I just think he's been absolutely incredible since he's come in. The guy's a beast.
Did he not come in?
I've seen him take games and just win them on his own. So yeah, Diaz, Luis Diaz, Ronaldo, and Salah.
All
He played all season.
Eddie Howe is on the shortlist for manager of the season after joining in December.
Was a big turnaround though.
Yeah, it was a big.
You're not putting Joe Linton in.
So is 150 million in January. Like,
yeah.
Sorry. Like, yeah, okay, great.
Is Graham Potter on that list?
I'm not taking. He is actually in that list, and he deserves to be.
Yeah,
he deserves to
Let me
be.
see about this Diaz. I wondered if he played enough.
Marcel. What you got for us? Is it going to be controversial? Because I don't think my brain can take any more outlandish shouts.
I don't want to put Mo Salah in, even though I feel like he's revolutionized the right wing position in terms of that little space in between a centre back and a left back. He knows when to run into it, how to get in there, the space in between the back line. But I feel like that's the way Klopp has set up this team for those wide players. They're the ones that score these goals. They utilize, less competent defensive-minded fullbacks. Fullbacks in the modern game want to go forward most of the time. His finishing is elite, but I don't like his technical ability compared to the man that I will pick on the right side, which, same with Nathan, is Mahrez. He's been fabulous this season.
Yes.
His technical ability and when he was player of the season for Leicester, and he reminds me a little bit of this one. Obviously, most of his work now is in that final third area where he was driving a lot with the ball for Leicester when he was player of the season. But my gosh, this guy, I have to put him in above Mo Salah.
Could I just add some stats to that? Because I do feel like people have not taken in what Mahrez has done this season.
No, don't get me wrong. Because like we were saying, Kieran,
it's not Mo Salah, though, is it?
There's not much in a lot of these.
No, and there's not. I think everyone who's given an honourable mention, anyone that's turned their nose up at it, I'm looking at the stats and I'm like, oh, actually, because Mahrez has actually, again, I'd go on goal contributions. We can go on just goals, which is 24 in all competitions, or 11 in the league, 15. For 15 goal contributions, 28, so 1 in 2. And in all competitions, it's 35 or 33 goal contributions in 47 games, which is, again, an absolute joke.
Ridiculous.
So, yeah.
Who was you saying, Marcel, who he's like?
Pardon?
Say something. You was mentioning who reminded you of. You was about to say Mahrez.
Who Mahrez? Well, he just reminds me a bit of Iron Robin in the way that he plays. He's so left-footed. It's such a dominant left-footed game, but you can't stop it.
Yeah,
the game is so obviously what he's going to do, but it's like he's just been practicing it again and again and again. And this season, it's just been everything's been so clean. I don't want to disrespect Salah's game though, because Salah, like I said, the way his game is an elite level game. It's an elite level game. Honestly, guys, it's really unstoppable, and it's been that way very consistently. Always up there in terms of numbers, in terms of finishing, and but I would put Mahrez in there this season. For my striker, there's been no consistent striker in the Premier League this season for me. We mentioned, I think, Harry Kane, but Harry Kane wasn't around at the beginning of the season. He didn't want to play for Tottenham Football Club. He wasn't around. Cristiano Ronaldo faded away when we needed him most, around Middlesbrough time. We played a game against Burnley, missed a few key chances. In the middle of the season, he kind of tailed off a little bit. Towards the end, I think he was a lot stronger. At the beginning, he was very strong when he first came to us. Lukaku hasn't been around. Man City don't own a striker. So it's like but I would still put Cristiano Ronaldo just on the sheer numbers. Hat tricks important times against Norwich for us. Great world-class finishing against Tottenham away from home at their brand new stadium. World-class finishing. He's been phenomenal in the Champions League as well, but it's Premier League based. So, came to Newcastle, went to Newcastle at home, first game of the season. Great finishing there as well. It has to be Ronaldo. And a fantastic goal against Brighton as well. Wow. So I would put him in the middle. And then my left side is Son. And Mane is an honourable mention in all three positions. I think he's very good in all three positions. Yeah. And I wanted to put him in the team so badly because I think he's got to be second or third in the Ballon d'Or as well. I think it, like you said, Nathan, is Benzema's year by far. But Mane is a fantastic footballer, man. Wow. But it has to be Son. I mean, he's so both-footed, so many goals, no penalties. All of them are out from open play goals of these. And he's the top goal scorer in the league. So it has to be Son, has to be Cristiano Ronaldo and Mahrez.
Yeah, Saka's got to mention, surely.
We've got whoa. We've still got one more man here. Still got one more goal.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Garth. So far we've got two Mahrez, one Son, one Mane,
two Cristianos, two Mahrez, one Son, one Mane. Steve, who did you pick? You picked Luis Diaz, Salah, and who's the striker?
Ronaldo.
Yes. Okay, Ronaldo's got 3 then. 3 out of 3.
Oh wow!
It has to. I haven't seen a consistent striker this season, Kieran. Unfortunately, I haven't seen a man that's consistently.
I've currently got no Mohamed Salahs in this list. This is what's blowing me away. I've got Cristiano Ronaldo in there, and I've got someone who is someone who's got 3 goals of one in one ratio. 3 goals. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen it happens in the Spanish leagues. Don't happen in England. No way. Garth, what you got?
The question is, has he done more for his team based on what his team's the level of his team and the output for what Salah level of his team and the output? What do you think? It's kind of obviously.
That's a horrible question. That's a horrible question. I know what you're saying. Who's brought more? And to be honest, Salah has not been. Again, I'm saying it again, and I sound horrible saying it. He's not been as good watching player wise as I've seen him in previously. Not stats, because these stats are ridiculous, but on visually, like I've seen him do a lot of what I saw in the Champions League the other day. It was like he score a goal, he didn't, but then he's quite quiet for some of the game, and it's like I want a player who's going to have more of an impact on the team. He's in my team. Don't get it twisted. He's in my team, but I know what you mean. But Cristiano Ronaldo, again, he's also in my team. But still, I've got to figure out a little bit.
Go on, Garth.
I mean, it's Ronaldo, obviously, all day, centre forward. He's the only centre forward that I put in my team this season. Son on the left. This was the easiest one. I can't believe some of you boys. Son on the left all day, top goal scorer. And Mohamed Salah, I don't know where you boys are coming on with Riyad Mahrez. That is crazy talk. This is team of the season, not who I like better. And Mohamed Salah is top goal scorer and top assists. So I don't know. Like you can try and mental gymnastic it. Oh, I don't think he'll play well in this side. I don't think he's going to score as many with these players. Nonsense talk, lads. Mohamed Salah is top goals, top assists. He is the number 1 name on this team sheet. He has to be.
Thank you.
Like, he has to be.
Thank you. Thank you. I made the decision without even consulting any of you lot.
You can't have all those 3. You can't play all those 3 in a team. It won't work.
Yeah, of course you can.
What?
I don't know.
Not in a proper team. You could on a Saturday afternoon. They wouldn't all play.
But Garth, here's the question for you then.
Yeah.
You'd have to have balance. You have to have some balance.
Whoa! What 3 are you talking about?
Better, Mane or Salah this season?
What 3 are you talking
about? For me, Salah.
I think he's talking about the front 3, Kieran, of Ronaldo, Salah, and Son. Son's the only one that's really going to work for the team in terms of what's going on defensively. Salah and Ronaldo are not going to work. Mahrez has to work in the system. Pep Guardiola will kill him if he doesn't track back.
How are we talking about this front 3? About imbalance when we've got a midfield 3 of Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and Phil Foden. Phil Foden
That's not my midfield 3.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? This is none of your midfield three. Do you know why? Because it's a team of the season where everyone gets a pick and the one who gets the most votes gets in the team. This ain't about, who's balancing. Do you know what? People like you lot are the reason why Ronaldinho never gets in an all-time greatest 11. Because you're talking about where does he fit in? Oh, he doesn't fit in here. Oh, we need a defensive midfielder to play behind. Get out of it! Give them the credit they do. They've had a bloody hard season. They've worked their asses off. And Mohamed Salah is one of the top goal scorers and assists in Europe. And he didn't get in your team. He's in this team. I made the final pick. I made that pick.
The right spot, please.
Yes.
By the way,
Kieran.
Ronaldinho goes on my left wing in my all-time great.
Does he? Marcel, we need to do an all-time greatest 11, mate, because he never gets in anyone's team.
I've done my team as a team, as if like a manager would cook it on a Sunday afternoon. If you do, I can understand what you're saying when you're doing it as a thing. I've gone for the team as if I was picking an 11, and I think I would think that you would need someone like I totally. Salah's got to go in. Ronaldo's got to go in. But I still feel you would need more balance on the left hand side, something different from Son. So that's why I wanted Leo Diaz. But apart from that,
been half the season.
I agree with everything.
He's not really been as all season, has he? So.
Yeah, I mean, and back right, Saka's got to get a shout, and Kulusevski's got to get a shout as well.
Kulusevski's coming halfway through the season.
Yeah, excellent. And
looks like a great signing, that does.
Another player who's been nominated for Team of the Season, who is actually, again, we were talking about goal contributions. We're talking about 19 in 43 games in all competitions, 18 in 38 games in the Premier League itself. And any Arsenal fan that has watched him this season has known, but that he could probably double that, which is scary. Because
if we were, sorry.
Good.
If we were to do a manager of the season, I'll tell you it'd be up there for me, man. Like, it'd be right up there if we were doing a manager of the season for it as well, with what he's done with Arsenal and them boys, like particularly players like Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe. He's really brought them to another level. I think it's going a little unnoticed just because he didn't make Champions League in the end.
No, I'm surprised he didn't get. I'm surprised he didn't get in the shortlist for the manager of the season. It don't really mean anything, but I'm surprised.
No,
right? I'm surprised.
I think it's the drop off towards the end was probably.
But at the start of the season, they were never meant to be. No offense, but they were never meant to be challenging for top four. You know what I mean? Not even in the convo.
It wasn't with the squad that Arsenal had got. To get where they were this season was an incredible, feat. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Patrick Vieira as well. I think he's come in and changed Palace completely. But sadly, it's the usual suspects always get picked, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which, rightly so, I suppose.
All right. Let's go through the team quickly before we finish the show. Oh, me again. Get out of the way. So we got Jose Sa in goal. He's been excellent this season. The Wolves and Portuguese goalkeeper. We've got Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, coming in with a ridiculous amount of goals and assists. We've got Virgil van Dijk and Rudiger at the centre-back position. We've got Cancelo at left-back.
That's a solid back four.
Silva and De Bruyne, the Manchester City trio making up that midfield. And up front, top goal scorers, Mohamed Salah, Son, and Cristiano, the GOAT, Ronaldo. All right.
Wow. That team destroy everyone.
It's a savage.
Let's have a little bit of a week.
It's good.
I'll take all them players on FIFA Ultimate Team. That much is for sure with them cards looking at it. 97 for Ronaldo. Go on, son.
I'd say at the end of the day, the first thing I was saying this morning when I started picking the team was there's no Tottenham going in my team. So
I said that, and then Tom went in there, and that was it. I started getting hives. I started getting a rash, so I stopped.
I
was like doing all the stats trying to find someone to replace Son.
To be fair, I could have given a shout out to Romero. He's been undercover pretty decent.
He has. I don't watch them, so I can't really say. But he's been decent. It's not good for my eyesight. Thank you everyone who has joined us tonight. David Miller in the comments section. Anthony Turner, Stephen. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the support. Thank you for joining us tonight, Nathan.
Thanks a lot. It's been great.
Of course, and Steve as well.
Yeah, cheers, Kieran. Thanks a lot, mate. Enjoyed it.
No worries. Thank you for joining us tonight, Marcel.
Thank you, guys, man. Thank you for having me, Kieran, as well, man.
No, it's cool.
Okay.
Do you want to let everyone know where they can find you on the socials?
I'm just on Twitter mainly and on Instagram, Marcel 10 or 11. And I think it's the Marcel 10 books on Instagram as well. So, yeah.
All right, cool. Go and give him a follow. Go and give him a like. And, of course, Garth, let everyone know where they can find you.
I'm just at Garth Lewis on Twitter.
Is that?
Yeah.
Nice, easy. Yeah, no numbers. There's only one Garth Lewis on Twitter, mate. So.
There's only one Garth Lewis.
Garth Lewis.
One day they're going to chant that from the stands, Garth.
Did David Gea get I'll tell you what, we'll talk about it, weren't we, Matt, but I think David Gea deserves a shout out because, without him and Ronaldo,
They would have got relegated.
I think well, I don't know about that.
I don't think he's been that good, Steve, if I'm honest.
No?
He's just had a lot of shots at him. That's all it is. A lot of shots. Yeah.
I was just trying to be nice to you before you
Don't need to do that. The show's finished. All right. Thank you for joining us tonight. Make sure you press that like and subscribe, people. Peace out. Stay safe. Mr. Button,
See ya.
wash your hands.